digital world, it's incredible how much it's changed our lives and how much it has impacted every day, the daily life, including interpersonal communication. Whether or not these changes are good or bad, that's where it's really tough to say because the truth is it's both good and bad. But today I am focusing more on the concerning parts of these changes. But before I go on about what exactly is concerning, I do want to say that yes, there are many positive impacts of social media technology. Because, for example, you can communicate with your friends that you can't see in person because of distance. You can make plans with your friends to see each other face to face, and you can like communicate with friends whenever you want, which is nice sometimes if you just want to talk to your friends at late hours of the night. Now onto the concerns. The first concern lies with the people are now going towards blind communication, which is not seeing each other face. They're going to social media, they're going texting instead of seeing each other face to face, which is where you can see each other's nonverbal social cues. But if you're doing it blindly, you can't see those cues, or you're not getting the practice deciphering those nonverbal social cues, which is body language, which is definitely a change of how interpersonal communication used to be before all this technology came out. Another concern lies with the lack of privacy. Because of the lack of social media, people are now having lack of filter. They can talk to anyone on the internet they want. There's definitely a lack of privacy due to it, which changes up how people are communicating entirely and changing what they're filtering out and what they're not filtering out. Which in most cases, people are filtering out less things and less topics and less things that they're saying versus maybe beforehand where they might have filtered out more. So then now they are do social media. The third concern lies with even though social media makes us more social, hence the name social media, it's shown to that those relationships being formed tend to be weaker than those formed face to face. So during my research, I found out some very interesting facts. So I'm going to be talking about first talking about the face-to-face nonverbal cues. So according to the National Library of Medicine, the people spend time communicating via technology results in less face-to-face interactions, which results in less practice of deciphering those nonverbal cues, which is body language, which is smiling, which is nodding, which is posture, which is I guess eye contact, which is like hand gestures, everything. It's just less practice at deciphering those important nonverbal cues, which you can't get during blind communication. So speaking face to face allows you to have those nonverbal cues, which helps conversations out more because you can tell what a person's thinking, and you're not just having to make it up or just hope for the best. You can see it, and you have to get practice decoding what people are meaning with their nonverbal cues that they're giving us. A second research point I found regarding the privacy point is that with social media, there's a lack of privacy, but we already knew that. But according to Social Work Today, because of interpersonal communication and the changes it's has been made, that people find themselves posting more and more to social media than they might have before, which can relate to the lack of filter. So they're posting more stuff than they might used to, which means they're filtering out less and less stuff than they used to. So they're changing up how they're communicating with people because they're posting freely online, and it changes up conversations you have with your friends and just all of that. Another interesting point that I found really interesting was according to PSU, people are more likely to ask direct questions and disclose more information to strangers online versus their friends in real life, which kind of shows how lack of privacy because you don't know the people online, right? So you're disclosing information that your friends don't know, but to strangers online, that's definitely is a lack of privacy concern, and it's just becoming the norm of communication now. So, the third concern is even though we're more social on social media, those are weaker relationships. Because according to Social Work Today, that people are actually becoming more social and more like interactive, but those conversations, those communications, those relationships are more weaker than those formed face to face. Because when you form a relationship face to face, it's becomes such a strong bond, or like not, it's a strong bond versus just an online meeting or just like not meeting face to face. There is something that makes face to face relationships or friendships very, very stronger than those that you don't see face to face. So it's like you don't feel the same connection as you do when you meet someone face to face when it's an online relationship, because you don't get a. There's something about seeing someone's face and seeing their body language that makes the connections stronger and just makes the overall relationship stronger. So, what does that say though about in the future if all our people's relationships or friendships are built off this on the internet or social media of this weaker way of weaker communications or like weaker relationships? What does it say if all someone's interpersonal relationships are based on like a weak foundation? What can that say about how the future is going to work if all our interpersonal communications can be known as weak because they're not that strong? That's definitely something to think about, and just how it's social media has changed our ways of thinking about interpersonal communication and the strength of relationships and friendships, how much that has changed, like how much the norm has been changed since the introduction of social media and technology. Now, this isn't to say that it's all bad and it's all major concerns that they need to stop instantly, because the truth is, that isn't a reality, and we have to learn to adapt to these changes, because that is how the world, how this is how social media has impacted interpretation, and we have to work along with it. Hopefully, we can know that face-to-face relationships are stronger, so there is more face-to-face relationships stronger, so we could work out a perfect balance of having both the really strong parts of it that do enhance communication, but also making sure it's not taking away from the other parts that are being taken away. So hopefully there's more face-to-face relationships, and hopefully at some point a perfect balance is created